Hello and welcome to another episode of Die of a Coin Dealer. It's been a long time since I put a video out. For those of you who watched my last video, you'll know why I haven't put a video out. I haven't been very well. I've been struggling with burnout, sensory issues. Um, I pretty much spent April in bed. I don't think I did anything. I think there was one gentleman who messaged me about 5 sovereigns, and that was the only thing I did, just to square off some funds in the account. It's it's been an interesting time, but I think it's been a time that I've needed. Life kind of throws you these curveballs, and it's up to you what you do with that curveball. You can take it as a lesson to not get hit in the face again. You can get hit in the face and cry about it. Is what it is. Who are you as an individual is how you dictate your reaction to these life events. At least that's my viewpoint anyway. One thing I found really kind of upsetting and a bit humbling in a way. I had a lot of people reach out to me. A hell of a lot of people. Maybe 30, 40, 50 people. In truth, I don't know. My executive cognitive function is not what it was. It is slowly getting there, and there are signs of green shoots, signs of improvement. So it will get there. But a lot of people messaged me telling me that they'd been through similar. And I didn't really know that was a thing. I was just like, oh, I'm broken. They're like, no, just worked myself into the grave and, just broke myself. That was kind of hard to kind of hear. There's clearly a problem. There's clearly a problem with work-life balance and men just putting themselves in obscene situations. I don't know any women who've been in this situation, saying that this is a male dominated field, so maybe that skews the people that contacted me. Maybe I'm only seeing half of the coin, so to speak. But yeah, it's been a very humbling experience in the sense that having 2 months worth of reflection, I'm my greatest asset is probably my greatest detriment to me. To make no bones about it, I was having a chat with a client, and I tied it up. So in 3 years, or 3 and a bit years, I probably spent 9 months to 12 months in bed. 9 months to a year in bed, incapacitated. So I had COVID. COVID wiped me out for a long time. Really ill. My lips went blue at one time, as I documented on my kind of vlogs. Got up, carried on swinging. My lungs were messed up for months and months. Couldn't breathe properly, and then one day it just cleared up. It was like I was a newborn child. It was crazy. But that happened, and I was kind of fine. Before I got COVID, I was close to bankruptcy, so I took a job and I was working 6 nights, and I got over that. And then I had a period of it was kind of okay, and then I was assaulted walking home, and that led to something else that really affected me mentally, and it took my mental health kind of took a beating over that. And then I kind of sorted that out, and I found a lump in my mouth, so I had to get that removed. And thankfully, it was benign. I think it's benign, non-cancerous. It was fine. It was just a lump. It was nothing ill towards my health. And I kind of brush those things off again and come out swinging. I'm like, no, this won't define me as an individual. But when I reflect on things, I've probably been ill for a long time. You look at some of my videos, and the rings under my eyes are just awful. I look ill. I sound ill. That my zest for life is kind of gone, and I'm hanging on by my fingertips. In terms of the business, I just became a victim of my own success. But like I said, one of my best characteristics is one of my worst flaws, in the sense I'll work and work and work, and yes, I am skilled and talented, and there's more than one way to skin a cat. But when it comes to it, I roll my sleeves up and I just crack on. I've always been that way. Like when I was growing up, I grew up white, poor, working class, single parent. My dad was in the army. They split up, and I saw hard work as a sign of kind of escaping that. I grew up in quite a rough area. It's even rougher now. Like past week, there's been 3 stabbings in 3 days. Crazy, crazy, crazy times. That'll get worse, but that's by the by, I guess. Like growing up, I played a lot of football, and I was a no nonsense defender. I train hard every week, always training hard, going out running, whatever. I wasn't really into the healthy eating side, but I'd play 5-side. I'd run the furthest. My goal would always be to cover as much ground as possible. I remember we played a game and we won 4-1. Just to go through the type of character I was, or I am. I was so pissed off. I was pissed off for a good week, and people saying, "But you won. You won 4-1." I'm like, "Yeah, but the bastards conceded. The audacity, like, played them off the park, and they just sloppy." They're like, "Well, you shouldn't be annoyed if you're winning." But that's the mindset I have. I went to uni. I partied, probably one of the hardest students out there. Or maybe that's a thing you tell yourself to big your former self up. I don't know. And I'd still be going in, doing the reading. I'd be going in on minimal hours sleep, still getting good grades. Just missed out on a first. And then that wasn't really enough. Like the work I put in didn't have the outcome I wanted. So I did a master's. I took a year off. I was working 6 nights a week in a supermarket, working 50, 60 hours a week, not sleeping, going into work with a couple hours sleep, doing 12-hour shifts just so I could find my master's degree. I failed my master's degree. I was burnt out number 1, and that's hard. So I came back, swallowed my pride, went back to that job that I vowed I'd never return to. Did another year with 6 days a week. Had some mental health problems due to working so much. That's really hard. Then I got into coins. But it seems that the way I solve my problems is just by working harder, and I can't do it anymore. If I carry on doing it, what's going to happen in a few years? I've just told you about 3 years of my life where I've had issue after issue after issue and spent a lot of time in bed. Is it going to be a heart attack? Am I going to have a stroke? Don't know. Can't do it anymore. So I have to change. That's okay. That really is okay. Like in terms of the business, I am back. I'm doing limited numbers. I'm doing it more to socialize. I'm doing it more because there's people who rely on me as well. But my health is kind of at the forefront, so I'm not doing any deliveries anymore. At least not at the moment. A relative of mine is delivering, so deliveries are only Friday, Saturday, and that's kind of helping me kind of recover, because I'm still having such bad sensory issues that I can go outside and there'll be too much going on and my head will spin. I just can't leave the house sometimes. If there's too much going on, it makes me physically ill. It'll get better. It is getting better. But there will be change. There will be change from me. Hopefully there will be more videos because I'll be doing less work. I used to love putting YouTube out. I put YouTube out because I felt like I had a purpose, but somewhere along the road I kind of lost that. I was so busy and YouTube kind of became something that I resented, but it was important. It's very hard when you've got a purpose, or you feel you've got a purpose, but you've got conflicting schedules. You want to put your passion to, or you want to put your drive into your passions. And YouTube was a passion when I set it up. How many people would do something that would cost them money, a lot of money, due to lost earnings, year in, year out? Not many. Do you think other YouTubers who weren't as big, who don't derive an income, would do it? They wouldn't. Most wouldn't anyway. Few would, but not many. I do think there'd be more videos. I think I'll break it down, but I will be slowing down in terms of the coins. I will have to change in terms of I either have to hire do less or make more margin via diversification. And that's the route I'm going down, because I can't do it the way I've been doing it. I'll be dead in a few years. And that's, you need to be realistic, and you need to have a frank and honest discussion with the man in the mirror about that. Because what do you want? Do you want the life you've always wanted, or do you want to not be here in 10 years?